I feel like I'm losing my mind. Let me show you why. So the dilemma is my art studio is too small. She's cute, she's cozy, I love her, but when I have a break from markets, like I do right now, I have a couple weeks until I have to load my inventory back up in my car. It all just kind of lives like this, which makes me feel insane, and it makes it really hard to be productive in this space. I have workshopped a lot of different ways to store my market bins, but none of them really are a perfect fit because, again, the space is not super big. I think the time has come that I finally sit down and really figure it out. A lot of times I let my market bin stuff live in my car, and I definitely don't love that. So yeah, let's redecorate my office. So what I'm thinking is there's a lot of stuff on the walls. Let me see if I can... Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff on my walls already. I'm not really trying to take everything off the walls and remount them. I am renting, and I do think I've already put enough holes in the walls as it is, but I'm gonna try to move some of the bigger stuff around and see if I can find a way to make this work. Basically, what's going on right now is after a market, I take all of my jackets out of these bags down here. So first things first, I need to get rid of all of this stuff and just get it out of my space for the time being so that I can show you guys what I've got going on behind the jackets. Essentially, I keep all of my hat blanks on this rack right here, all of my jacket blanks on this rack to my right, plus a bunch of miscellaneous containers with things and junk and stuff. Many things wrong with this space, and I'm determined to make it livable and lovable again because I do work 9 to 5, sometimes more in here every single day, and I need to feel good in my space again. So let's figure it out together. Currently in my closet lives all of my yarn in their organizers. And what I'm thinking is if I can condense down my hats that are back here and somehow make them fit over in this area, then maybe I can move my yarn over here, and then these bins can go under my desk and these bags can go in the closet. And then I could even start closing this closet door, which I've never been able to do before because I access my yarn 24/7. Even though it feels a little counterproductive to the whole decluttering cleanup thing, I'm gonna try to set up some studio lighting in here so that you guys can actually like enjoy nice footage while I do this. Let's see if this does anything. This really just speaks to another obstacle that I have in this office, which is that the one window that I have is directly between me and my neighbor's house. So it gets like just a little tiny bit of sun in like the 2 peak hours of the morning. And now that it's daylight savings or whatever, it gets even less sun because the way the time has shifted, the sun comes through here like 7, 8 o'clock, and I'm really not in here until like 9 most days, sometimes 8:30, but typically 9. So I ordered one of those sun lamps, not like the sunset lamps, but like the seasonal depression, like the UV lamps that I'm gonna put in the corner too in hopes that it brightens the space up a little bit because it's really hard to film content in here, and it's really hard to do anything that requires a lot of close focus like crochet or like cleaning up the jackets or things when it's just so dim in here no matter what I do. I've got my neon light up here that it says my business name. I know it's like not focused on it. I've got a lamp here. I've got a lamp on my desk. I've got the window with the blinds all the way open, and it's still this dim in here. I should be getting that 4th lamp in here tomorrow, so we can unbox that together and see what we think. But in the meantime, let's set this up. I'm also waiting on a shipment of yarn for the holiday season. When that comes in, we can unbox that together and unpack and maybe wind that up and tuck that away as well as part of this organization process. I also have a big box of jackets that I need to unbox and bring in here, but I can't do that until all of this stuff is out of the way. So you see the dilemma. I feel like I need to at least clear my name here and say that this is worse than usual. I don't normally just sit with bags all around me like this. I was kind of in the halfway point of unloading everything from my car and taking inventory. It's normally not great, but it's normally not this bad. Don't judge me, please don't judge me. Now it's a little bit easier for you to see what I had going on underneath. I guess the first thing I need to do is try to condense down these hats as much as possible so that I know how much space I have to work with to get rid of them. I also really need to hang this up. It fell and crashed to the ground, so we'll add that to the list. Okay, hats are done. Next up, I need to find a place for these really, really ugly containers because this is way too much of a focal point on these shelves. It's awful. So I'm gonna try to at least move them down to lower levels or something along those lines so that maybe the hats can go here. Because if we can't get the hats from there to here, then the whole plan has failed. I do need to tackle this pile of work in progresses that will probably never get finished. So clearly I was hoarding a lot of stuff that I no longer need. So this is promising. We're making good progress. Now I'm gonna try to get all the hats over here with the jackets. Then we're gonna unpack the new jackets and then we can flip around to some of the more fun stuff. Wow! I have come to accept that down here is never gonna be pretty because let's be real, I have a lot of stuff that is just not aesthetic that I need to run this business and there's nowhere to put it. So unfortunately, there will always be a little section of my office that is not great to look at, but at least it's organized and functional, and sometimes at the end of the day that matters more than anything else. So I'm just super excited that I managed to get all those hats from there to here. I low-key started this vlog assuming it was gonna blow up in my face and it wasn't gonna work and I was gonna have to scrap it. So we're doing good, that's a good sign. I did want to put you in the bird's eye view so that you could see kind of where we're at. I do have all these extra containers now that I've cleaned them out, but the problem is not finding more containers. The problem is not having anywhere for the containers to live. I'm gonna clear out some of this clutter around my feet so I can bring in the jacket inventory really quick and knock that out. So that is the next plan of attack. Okay, well what I'm telling myself as of now with all of this like leftover stuff is that when I start pulling things out of the closet, I'll be able to find a home for them in there. We'll see, I don't know. Making it up, we're making it up as we go. As of now, what I think I'm going to attempt is, oh my God. This is why I don't do this, because I forgot that my hat rack is attached to this, that I hoop and run the hats on. Okay. Okay, we'll see. Oh my God, okay, we'll see. Come too far, we've come too far to turn back. I don't know what to do. This is like 30 jackets that we need to make fit here. A lot of times they end up spilling like all into the sides, which obviously they can't do anymore. I feel like the obvious solution to this dilemma is to move my crochet and let them live in the bag, the market bag. But when I start prepping for a new event, I really like building them up right here because I really like to see the progress. It like keeps me motivated to look over and see like the mountain forming. I do have a bag that has some other plushies, which are on my website if you're interested, up. But I've started my holiday prep and like, I don't know, look how cute. I feel like if I tuck them away before I sell them, I don't get to enjoy them at all. I like pretending I get to keep them for a little while, you know? So ideally, I wanna keep this top shelf for that. For now, we're just gonna sit them up really cute while I think about it. It always feels really nice to have everything restocked on the shelves, nice and pretty, like ready to dive in. I do have a few open orders on my website that I need to fill once I get all of this put up, and that's what some of these jackets are for as well. If you're interested in my holiday gift guide, I'll pop some graphics up here. That's just a fraction of what I have on my website. I have something for everybody. I really pride myself in having designs that fill a lot of hobbies, interests, and aesthetics because I personally have a lot of hobbies and interests. And so even though there's like an overarching vibe with my artwork, I do make a little bit of all the things I like instead of sticking to a strict theme. But I think that's half the fun. That's what keeps it fresh. I'm also working on a couple new designs going into the holiday season that I'm really excited about. So you can look forward to seeing those in future vlogs and videos. See, this is the problem. It's like we're starting to run out of space on each stack for the jackets. Okay, the moment we built up to, I'm nervous. Have to move the machines just a little. These are just grid cubes. Am I terrified that they're gonna just fall apart? Yes. Do I have any plan in place for if that happens? Oh God. The answer is no, by the way. I could just rebuild it. But that is absolute like nightmare scenario. Ah! Y'all, what am I doing? This is an insane thing to do on a random Thursday. If I do all this and I hate it. Well, I thought this was gonna be the easy part. It's not fitting. I think we're gonna have to go up over this desk. I don't know if I can move my desk any further than that. I've already pushed the embroidery machines pretty far. Big chaos happening over here to make this work. If that doesn't fix the problem, then I don't know what will. Redecorating vlog, but it's just me crawling on the floor. Look at me, look at us. Now I just need to reset all of this so I can move this around. I have no business trying to move this thing. But yet, somehow I always do. Terrifying cord management. What do you think? Oh, that's so cool. You guys, I found a relic. So I used to hand embroider everything when I started my business. And I used to do so many designs frequently that I had like a outline book that I would keep. Isn't that so cool? That's a relic. Wow. Can y'all believe I've been doing this full time for almost 7 years? This is like when you clean your room as a kid and you end up finding toys you haven't seen in years and you just sit on the floor and play with your old Nintendo DS and then you blink and 3 hours have passed and like you haven't cleaned anything else. Oh, so I say, how did I even reach that? Moment of truth. Wow, I've lived here for almost 2 years. I don't know the last time I've seen that door closed. Wow, that's insane. Why is all the paint missing here? Literally not my fault, I think. Look how ugly and blank this wall is. Y'all. Okay, we're gonna have to put some art up there. We're gonna do that in a second. Okay, now that the heavy lifting is done, we can start getting into the more fun parts of this video. So I'm gonna start by clearing the clutter that has accumulated on my desk throughout this organization process and getting that all cleaned and reset. So let's go ahead and knock that out. Then we've got a few little bits and pieces around the room to put back up. And then we can focus on putting up some art and decorating a little differently. You see, this is why I need that daylight lamp in here, because why is it 2:30, 3 o'clock and my office is so dark? Hate daylight savings time. And I hate the window in my office because it does nothing. We're just gonna work with the lighting. It is what it is. But quick shout out to one of my favorite artists in my office, Sol Mori. She's not always active, but when she is, she puts out the most stunning artwork. I love her stuff. I have so many of her prints that I've collected over the years. And then I have my haiku that I'll probably put next to my Kyo backpack from Fruits Basket. And I'm thinking if I just kind of space it out, it won't be so much pressure to do like a full gallery wall because, you know, tight knit would look good. I just don't have enough stuff for that. I also don't know if I'm gonna keep this mirror right here. I put this literally back where it already was. It was bound to happen. Kyo backpack has no real purpose in here. I just like the idea of it. Okay, I hated it, so we're redoing it. Okay. This is what I've come up with. I feel like I should move so you can see it, but I'm gonna sleep on it and make sure I really like it. But after moving things around 1,000 times, I think this is what is gonna work the best. Until I give myself an excuse to buy more art, of course. But have a look, tell me what you think. Light therapy, sunlight, floor lamp, save me. I'm so excited though. I don't know where I'm gonna put this because originally I was gonna put it in that crevice by my closet where I was keeping it open all the time. But now that you and I have reorganized it to where I can close it, I'm gonna have to find a new spot for this. So I did go ahead today and make and ship all of my open online orders with the exception of one that I need to order the blank for. And then I went and dropped off some stuff with 2 of the shops that I do consignment with locally. So that is super exciting. And then tomorrow it should be bright and sunny and I will come back in here and give you guys a tour of how everything has turned out. What could all of these settings possibly be for? Ow! Let's see if it heals my seasonal depression. I do think I want to at least try to still shove it in this little corner. I have this big box of stuffing that is in between my desk and the wall, but I could probably tuck this base like under that box. All right, let's see. Wow, low-key so bright. All right, so for the sake of experimenting, we're gonna turn off my studio lighting. Wow, look how much brighter that is than my desk lamp. And obviously it's nighttime now. The sun is actively setting and it's extremely bright in here. I actually feel like I could get something done. And that's without this corner lamp being on. 10 out of 10. Let's see if it actually does anything for my brain, but in terms of creating light in my very dark office, I'm happy with it.